There's more Bramble the Mountain King before us. But probably not much more. I have reason to believe we are closing in on the end. Which stands to reason. Inside is a 5-hour-long game. And most Inside likes tend to approach that duration as well. Seems a good sort of pace to hit. So, we caused a zombie apocalypse last time. So we left town, hit the road, and hopped in this boat to escape the eclipse and all the horrors it brought with it. Actually, the eclipse is a new development. It doesn't seem to be impacting anything besides setting a certain mood as we approach the mountain itself. And we gotta do something here. I think it's just a matter of holding and releasing both triggers simultaneously in a certain rhythm. That's pretty simple. But I might have to steer the boat at some point. Oh, here's why there's an eclipse. Leave me alone. I need to be able to see to steer. Was that the entire boat sequence? You know? I don't mind that being the entire boat sequence, but it does appear that I am now in a glitch horror world. This game has gotten surprisingly surreal towards the end here. Did you? You, Mountain King? Are you breathing kitties at me? Who told you could breathe kitties? I have the stone of your doom, and I'm going to turn it into a sword and stuff it down your throat. It's entirely possible that we've only got, like, 10 minutes left in this game. Can't rule it out. Oh, he killed me. Cubed right on me. I ain't afraid of your kitties. Is this the mountain itself? I mean, it looks like a Dark Souls humanity. Whoa. Kind of a slick move, gotta admit. I don't know why a rake is the tool of apparently some kind of nature deity. Got his eyes closed so he cannot blast them out. Blam. I'm just gonna keep going for that right eye. It's important to focus. You got the fish mouth. You gotta go. So last time we saw our sister get squished by the forest deity, but the whole deal with the forest deity is that she can show you your greatest desire. So that was an illusion. We're certainly rowing a lot faster now. Now that we have a little passenger. It's paying his fare, so we need to get him his money's worth on his trip across the river, or lake or pond, or whatever this is. Take me back to your boss fight world. Okay. It's become a million faces now. I really gotta look for that fish beard. The fish beard is a dead giveaway on who's gonna puke on me. It's you. I'm trying to puke on me. Oh, hi. That seemed a little difficult to avoid. Maybe I'm not supposed to be running forward. Might just end up running directly into a guy's open maw. Those are some angry strings, too. Like, I am barely talking over how loud this game has gotten all of a sudden. Oh, I do have a jump button. Still functional here. And I tested it at exactly the right moment. Who's got the fish beard? It's you. Oh, I might have missed my chance to blast his eyeball out. Well, what the hell? This has gotten relatively difficult. He is not playing around anymore. I feel like the King of the Mountain is not doing his own yard work, so... this is probably just an acolyte of the Mountain King. Oh, I forgot to blast his eyeball again. Close one. Oh, that's me in my boat. Way off in the distance that I'm running towards. Kinda want to get mauled by one of those kitties. Seems fun. Plus, I've died to basically everything else so far. Nice try. Legitimately nice try. Not this time. Perhaps he's only this bad at killing me because he has to keep his eyes closed while he's doing it. So I will do that to him. Now give me back my soul. I assume it's a scripted number of cycles that we have to do this for. This noise filter has to be absolutely annihilating my bit rate. Who would have thought a ancient fairy tale game would have so many weird glitch effects in it? Hit him in the eyeball right now. Can reach it. Let's turn around. Nope. Got some counter eyeball attacks. Well, this is phase 3, so this is probably the end of it. It's getting really hard to see with all the static on the screen, though. Okay. Jumped right over him. Probably missed my chance to blast him, but I'll get plenty more chances. You just not get to attack during that cycle? Now I'm hoping the kitties don't get me because they're huge and very hard to see. I legitimately don't know how I dodged that time. It's super easy to dodge the rake when he doesn't put the flat side down. Thank you for the opportunity to escape your nightmare world. Oh, I missed the jump. shoot up again. That was probably the last one, too. Nom nom nom. Don't care about that attack. That's a million heads. There you are. Oh no, you don't. Well, if you jump off the head, it breaks your legs. Good to know. I don't know if shooting him in the face is actually doing anything. But it's pretty fun. I squeezed right through two of the kitties. Just barely. Okay. Back in the boat. Pesta has been defeated. And what a pesta he was. And now I'm alone on the boat. Nice, comfy ride to shore.
He had overcome the darkness.
I've overcome the darkness.
He had reached the mountain.
I've reached the mountain.
He could finally find his sister.
Why do we think that the sister is at the mountain? She got kidnapped in the forest. She really should still be in the forest. Also, the game sort of blamed us for bringing about the zombie apocalypse. Seems like maybe the only reason we survived the zombie apocalypse is because we were out in the forest when it befell the town. One flower. Oh, several flowers. In a grayscale field. The brambles hurt me? Nah. Also, the blood has finally been washed off my face. From that goddess I killed. Time to, I guess, bathe in new blood. Maybe it's just red water. Why, I know a place where red water is the norm. I wonder what that sound was. It sounded like the game had someone calling to me. But then no one was there. I had to remark on the fact that the blood had been washed off, didn't I? Because now I'm significantly bloodier than I had ever been. I summoned a blood river.
As he
Climb
reached
up
the
here.
summit, Olle felt regret.
I regret saving my sister. He's a bully. The flowers somehow indicating a path? Oh. You can flashbulb the flowers up close. I was trying that, but I was too far away from each flower when I was doing it.
Stop his sister from being taken.
I regret that this whole game had to happen.
Not stop the woman from drowning her child. Yet, he had killed the shapeshifter in the forest.
But what is our last regret?
Now the mountain stood before him, and he wished he could ask their forgiveness.
Plymouth Rock just landed on me. Surely we're still going to kill the king. No amount of regrets is going to stop us from beating the final boss, who must be right around the corner. And a load screen that long is definite final boss material.
He had reached the end that Tuva had pointed him towards. Now, entering the halls of the mountain, Ulle was ready to find his sister.
King was a mural all along. Is there a reason I'm looking at it in first person? Guess so. Only way to find the secret door. Was it the temporal librarian who caused us? Kill everybody so that he could take over? Maybe. What do you think, temporal librarian? I'm gonna read your book, you magnificent bastard.
Exhausted, bloody, and at his wits' end, King Nils came to a witch's house on the outskirts of his kingdom. He fell to his knees, begging the witch to help cure his son, and she agreed. The witch explained that the flower held tremendous power that could only very carefully be used for good. The witch instructed he only use a single petal. Using the whole bloom would only invite death. Ulrich began to recover, but discontent at the royal line had grown in the kingdom, following King Nils' bloody campaign. The next day, King Nils found his son dead, and the last light holding his darkness at bay was snuffed out.
Should have used the whole flower.
Heartbroken, King Nils turned to the bloom which had promised life, and instead saw it as an escape from his suffering.
He's gonna use the whole flower, but apparently he's gonna kill everybody first.
The witch, having come to visit the king and the prince, looked at the nightmarish scene in despair. she raised a mountain on top of King Nils and shackled him using the same bramble that he let loose upon the kingdom.
Okay, the flower doesn't, give you an overdose if you take the whole thing. It gives you superpowers.
And to this day, the trolls still feed him as punishment for his evil deed.
Alright, the Mountain King is here somewhere. Trolls are just making sure that he suffers forever. Out of the goodness of their hearts.
Long ago, there was a peaceful kingdom that lacked an heir to the throne. King Niels and his queen Magdalena had waited for a long time, and at last she was expecting a child.
Did I read this one before somehow? I did get an achievement. Bookworm, which suggested that I had read every book in the game.
She gave birth to the longed-for son, and they named him Ulrich. But suddenly, doctors crowded around the queen's bed. Magdalena succumbed to the labors of childbirth. The love of his life was gone.
Yep. We even read this one, last session, so... Makes a certain amount of sense, because we went through this library last session as well. What have we here? Ooh, that's a stone statue. A collectible of the librarian. Get collected, jerk. Okay. Just an achievement for the Leichtgubens figure. Not necessarily an achievement for every figure. I must have missed a few. There were definitely some corners that I saw and I wanted to explore and that I didn't. Not realizing that the way I had chosen was the way to progress. Oh, we're in a nice mansion. That's a change of pace. Marred slightly by a bloodbed. The very cup that did not save the prince. Just about everything is interactable here. The clock has no hands, so it cannot help us. Okay, we only care about the jewelry box for some reason. Got a 2. Probably important. Not interested in the mirror, which really needs a dusting. And Ole needed to just sit down for a little while. He's been through a lot. Lots of carvings and stuff around here, and a sword. A real sword. Of course, not for me. I'm not allowed to keep that one. Oh, something else. A glorious sculpture of bark with a stick through it. And a firework. Nope, a knife. Not allowed to keep that either. Just the prince's suicide knife? Considering how morbid the whole game is. Quite possibly. I don't think the chair was bloody before I sat on it. Probably should have changed clothes before sitting in the fancy royal chair. Hey, the king statue. I can keep this one. Nice. This sword is wooden, but it does have an X on it. In some cultures, X means 10. And in other cultures, X means delete your fucking account, run for your life, because it's run by a fascist. Here we are, the happy family. I'm watching them devolve. Okay, 2 and 10 is what I need to set the clock hands to. But the clock doesn't have any hands. So that's going to be difficult. Yeah, I'm not allowed through the door, even though it has a prompt. Hitting that prompt does nothing at all. The prince's raiments. I mean, we do need to change of clothes. Oh, we are gonna give this king a PTSD breakdown as soon as we meet him. After all Oli's been through, he's still capable of carefree smile. Anything that amuses him even slightly. Big old grin on his face. Now I'm gonna get some of the old blood back on these new clothes. There we go. Can't stay bloodless. So it turns out I had the puzzle in this room solved. And there was a rather obnoxious problem that was preventing me from moving on. But we saw it. We gotta do the cup number, the jewelry box number, and then the sword number. That's 6 to 10. Using that. The old clock hand. We've got 3 dots indicating that we need 3 hands for the 3 numbers. But we can go to number 6. Hit square, there's the faintest little click. I noticed that last time. 6 to 10. Okay. I have absolutely no idea why what just happened didn't happen the last time when I absolutely set it to 6, 2, and 10 and hit square to input the numbers each time. Because when I did that before, nothing happens, but this time, the mirror opened up. Behind the mirror was a key. Could have just pulled the mirror off of its hinges all along. But our blonde child did not think to do that. He's not a thinker, he's a stabber. And the key lets us out of this torture room, in which I was stuck for far, far too long last time. Okay, and now we're wandering through the castle of a mad king who has been cursed for all eternity. Dressed in his child's clothes. The child whose death caused his madness. This can only end well. Oh, hey. A big pig. I don't know why that made such an unbelievably loud sound. Ah, something in the distance is making a loud sound. Are they doing the inside non-stop explosion puzzle again? Because they did that once before. I think I gotta turn the volume down. Hope that is quiet enough. How is this guy sleeping next to non-stop explosions? And what exactly is exploding? Hard to say. Yeah, they're doing the periodic explosion puzzle. Like from inside again. With a pile driver this time. Two pile drivers, but the close one doesn't matter. In fact, it appears to be something that we're going to have to climb on in order to advance. I almost died. Glad I didn't. This is quite the physical feat that we're performing here. I should have died multiple times there. But I persist. Looks like the pile driver is powered by multiple butt crack demons running circles around the area. I think I can hide behind this bellows. But I can't pass through. So I guess I gotta go over the bellows. Right about now? No. Why are the bellows proving insurmountable? There. I fell off the table. That is underwhelming as a way to die. Thankfully, there's a checkpoint right before you get to the bellows. I guess they knew the bellows were jank. And did not want you to have to redo the whole level just because they barely work. Don't fall off the table, man. Do I have to wait until the bellows fully inflate and then jump? Yes. Uh-oh. It's a Rube Goldberg machine. And I'm the Rube. Well, this is bad. I do like the amount of motion that is occurring. It's not just a static room with constant explosions happening in the distance. Stuff is moving around all over the place. We gotta deal with it. Go, man, go. Nice. It's also nice and intuitive so far. I think I'm gonna have to jump mid-explosion in order to survive. Otherwise, it'll blow my legs out. I think that's what's going on here. Nope. There's a safe zone. And more climbables. Okay, that was very non-challenging for being so late in the game, but it was cool. So, I accept them redoing a puzzle from earlier in the game that they stole in the first place. Oh, now we can shoot our rock like a laser. I never get the rules for when we're able to do this, but it happens to be right now because that happens to be the way to kill the vines.
The gate that was meant to be closed forever, now opened.
We're doing all this because we are filled with regrets over all the horrible things we had to do to get this far in the quest. And now it seems we're doing much worse things and possibly dooming the entire world. We already caused a zombie apocalypse. So I guess we are in for a penny. Might as well cause additional apocalypses, in case there were any survivors.
The Mountain King, who was meant to be hidden forever, was now revealed. He just had to reach the sack before Lillemor ended up as the giant's dinner.
Wow, this guy ordered takeout days ago. This whole game takes place over the course of numerous days, because you repeatedly fall unconscious and have to get dragged to safety by supernatural creatures that aren't malicious. Seems like we should just climb this altar. But looks like we have to reveal ourselves to the king. Make him think he got a 2-for-1 deal on his dinner. As how else are you gonna get where you need to go? Going behind this pillar seems to have broken the game. So I shouldn't have done that. I might have to load... Okay, I don't have to load the checkpoint. It seemed more logical to climb the debris behind the pillar than the pillar itself. The pillar is a sword, I'm now discovering. Hey king, your prince isn't dead anymore. No need for dinner. Okay, leaping off the sword is not the solution. There was no clear solution from that vantage point. It's possible that we don't actually have to do this, but so far, everything that I found was an option to do has also been required to do, except for a handful of things that yielded little stone statues. And the fact that this has a big camera angle change attached to it suggests that there's more to it. Oh. So these are brambles, but I'm allowed to walk on them. They used to kill me. Not these ones. Ones are simply too brambly to kill me. The scope of this game is often very, very impressive. Being a tiny child, wandering around the world of giant trolls, and a king who used to be human, were wearing his son's clothes, and they're normal-sized. But the king himself is ridiculously gargantuan. Riding the vine. Bramble surfing. He'll never notice me. Attacking his dinner table. Now, the storybook said the trolls were keeping him in check because he performed so many evil deeds and was so dangerous. But maybe they are also feeding him because he needs to live for some reason. I don't know why they wouldn't just kill him. Maybe eternal life is a punishment of some kind. The story is very simple, because it's just fairy tales. But sometimes it's confusing. Bye, Lillemor. Now he wants seconds. Oh, and he murdered the troll. So they should have just let this guy die centuries ago. Now he eats everything because he's a king. It is symbolic of a king's motivation to consume all he can reach. Also some bread. Oh, he hates the bread though. And he's completely covered in flowers. You'll pay for your long-awaited meal. I don't know why that didn't count. Somehow missed the flower I was aiming for. Uh-oh. That was a moment away from death. That was a big whiff. These are such strong silverware implements. They would definitely be faring better if they had just given him, like, maybe sterling silver, stainless steel at best. He probably did not need indestructible golden silverware. For his once every couple of weeks meal. And more flowers. Oh, how did I miss? How did I miss? I will make you drop that fork. Any second now. Honestly, he probably should drop the fork once he runs out of flowers on that arm. That wouldn't exactly help me any. Both attacks are equally deadly. And that almost got me. Okay, you got no flowers, man. How are you alive? I couldn't live with no flowers. It's driven by pure hunger. Can't stop him. Thinking in Shadow of the Colossus terms, but I want to try and climb his arms. Okay, I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. There's a bit of the 1712 overture in this song, I think, or Flight of the Valkyries or something like that. Underneath all the chanting there. That's a funny touch. I doubt it's intentional. I kind of like it regardless. Yeah! Last flower is supposed to be a phase transition. But I soft-locked the first time I did that. Well, he's got plenty more flowers now. Oh, it's definitely intentional. Okay, that's kind of amazing. Whoa, what are these coming from? And like his attacks are like to the beat. That's so cool. And a checkpoint, so I don't have to worry about getting eaten again. Oh man, that's cool. It's a little silly for what has otherwise been an incredibly like dour and unpleasant game. My rhythm is way off. Wish she had not taken dual wielding. This is rusty, shoddy sword is pretty manageable. I should not be taking so many risks. Okay. There's another phase. With better music, even. And it's way harder to dodge. Oh, he's got backhands now. And giant explosions. This is going completely out of control. Caught the debris midair. You're the worst, King. He doesn't seem at all perturbed by the fact that I've stolen his family raiments. He just wants to eat, whether it look exactly like his son or not. Let's dance, big guy. So the only really safe time to attack is after a sword swipe. Close one. Thankfully, he's doing a lot of sword swipes today. And no explosions. Merciful King. I appreciate your bounty. I can totally snipe your arm right now, but I'm waiting for a nice safe sword swipe. Come on. Thank you. Would have been embarrassing if I'd gotten chopped there. Or if I missed the shot afterwards. Gotcha.
With the bramble weakened, the Mountain King saw clearly for the first time in centuries. And what he saw reminded him of his beloved son. He would not lose him again. This time, King Nils would overcome the darkness.
Hey, it was a bad flower to blame all along. Some kind of dark flower that hates photosynthesis. I think I might have just the tool for the job.
Blossomed.
He's also got a tool for the job.
Straw the bramble rooted in his back and brought it all to an end. The only way to get to Lillemor was now up and in.
definitely heard him chew Lillimore. So I don't like the odds of this being a successful rescue mission. But we said we would bring our sister back. We did not say she wouldn't be chewed up in the process. Chow down, my liege. Take a big bite. Do I gotta jump to his beard? I feel like I'm gonna have to cross his hands. Nope, his hands are too slippery. Trying to play by normal action game logic where if you're climbing and you jump forwards. Because you have the kind of ridiculous upper body strength to propel yourself by your own arms. A great vertical distance. And maybe I can jump right to his beard from the top of the sword. Doesn't seem like it. But maybe. The arms don't work. Look at me. That's worth the trophy. It really does run in the family that they just like getting drenched in blood, carving their way out of giant piles of meat. Good for them. Survivors.
Tuva had one last gift to give to Ole. With the Mountain King dead, his prison started to crumble. Lems would always look after his friend.
Hell yeah, Rock Dude saves the day.
A nightmare woke her up. Frightened by her memories, she searched for her brother's comfort, but he was nowhere to be found.
Okay. Now I'm Lillimore. And replaying the intro of the game where Lillimore disappeared. Maybe the whole game never happened. I wouldn't be too surprised. It's gotten surreal and dreamlike. It was a bizarre ending. Here's all my statues. I clearly have missed 5 of them. I got the good ones, though. Rock Dude, the King, the Witch. Guess I'm not going outside through the door.
However, the darkness outside did not scare her. Because she knew she had her brother.
Aww. Family reunions. I guess it's up to your own interpretation whether or not any of the game happened. It probably did, though. Maybe it was just the overactive imagination of Lillimore having a nightmare based on stories she heard and little carvings on the shelf. Dream or not, it was pretty damn cool. It didn't grab me at first. I think this game's really, roughest part is the very beginning. The first hour or so, there's nothing going on. You're just wandering around helping gnomes to the best of your ability. And that's how a lot of these Inside-like games are. Inside itself didn't grab me until the very end. The fact that this game had peaks and valleys all throughout makes it technically sort of more engaging than Inside was. Has a good length, has good presentation. The graphics were a little janky, stuff kept clipping in and out of existence. That might have been a PS4 issue where it was loading textures more slowly than it ought to have. Oh, and the narrator. I felt the narrator was a little heavy-handed. A lot of these other games accomplish much more with little to no dialogue whatsoever. And I tend to prefer that approach. But they did have to, make the stories fully narrated. They were audiobooks rather than textbooks. That made them more interesting, and I guess once they started narrating the stories, figured why not narrate the whole game? Tell you exactly what's going through the characters' heads. As well as other out-of-context things that really weren't part of the game, but they were part of our experience observing the game as a reader. The whole game was an audiobook. Or a dream. Lots of creepy, cool set pieces, though. No strong message whatsoever. And not nearly as surreal as a lot of these other Inside-likes. Really, it was just the king himself that got weird. Right at the very end. Doing all sorts of goofy nonsense. Letting children jump in his mouth and hurl swords in his face. Carve their way out of his gut. Bramble, the Mountain King. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And it's still my desktop. And it probably will be for some time to come. But it's maybe a little bit overrated. nonetheless, why are we rating the quality of excellent experiences that we're having? I have no idea. It was also weirdly unpopular on my channel, but I don't care. I'm being self-indulgent. Fuck the viewers is my new motto. So thanks for watching. And have a good one.